Iran has vowed to respond with power and decisiveness to the assassination of top Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh.
A U.S. judge ruled that Google's search engine has been illegally exploiting its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation. Poland signed 2 deals with Boeing and General Electric for the purchase of Apache aircrafts to boost national security.
Iran has vowed to respond with power and decisiveness to the assassination of Hamas top political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran last week. Iran has blamed Haniyeh's death on Israel, raising fears of a retaliatory attack which could trigger the outbreak of a wider war in the region.
جمهوری اسلامی ایران در استفاده از حق ذاتی خود مبتنی بر اصول و قواعد و قوانین و مقررات حقوق بین الملل در تأمین امنیت خود و تنبیه متجاوز حتما اقدام جدی و بازدارنده خود رو با قوت، قدرت، با قاطعیت و با صلابت انجام خواهد داد.
Meanwhile, a Hamas representative in Iran has provided more information about the death of Haniyeh, claiming he was killed when the building in which he was staying was hit by a rocket or missile. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has accused the United States of carrying out the attack with Israel. It comes as Lebanese militant group Hezbollah says it launched a drone attack on northern Israel that the Israeli military said wounded 2 troops. The attack did not, however, appear to be part of the larger retaliation expected from Iran. Concerns have also been raised in Greece, where intelligence services have been warned that Iranian-backed terrorists may attempt to target Israeli interests there.
Poland's defense ministry signed 2 key offset deals with Boeing and General Electric for the purchase of Apache aircrafts. In total, the agreements are worth about 230 million euros. The deals were signed by Polish Deputy Defense Minister, who says it will significantly enhance Poland's national security.
Armia polska jest przed pozyskaniem tych śmigłowców, które wzmocnią w sposób realny naszą gotowość, nasze bezpieczeństwo wobec tego, co się dzieje poza granicą Rzeczypospolitej Polskiej. Mam na myśli wojnę na Ukrainie.
The contract with Boeing is valued at roughly 93 million euros. The agreement with General Electric is worth about 123 million euros. The purchase of Apache attack helicopters was announced by the previous Polish government in 2022. More than 2,500 civilians have completed primary military training at the Kharkiv Regional Institution of National Resistance. Almost 400 people are currently doing the course in this institution this year.
Мені це потрібно не тільки як учителю захисту України, а навіть просто як класному керівнику, як людині, яка живе зараз в такий небезпечний час. Якби зараз дали твір написати, як ти провів літо, то я б написала дуже цікавий твір.
The head of the institution, Alexander Sullivan, says that in 4 months, more than 2,500 civilians completed primary training at the Institution for National Resistance.
Це все потрібно в першу чергу, тому що раптові удари відбуваються по нашому інфраструктурному середовищі, по населеним пунктам. І кожна людина в будь-яку хвилину може бути в ситуації, коли треба надати допомогу собі, людині, яка знаходиться поряд.
Adult men and women under the age of 60, regardless of profession, can sign up for classes. A few weeks before the state elections in Thuringia and Saxony, the Grannies against the right are mobilizing again in Germany. The movement is calling on people to demonstrate for the protection of democracy. Most recently, several hundred demonstrators marched through the state capital of Thuringia. The far-right Alternative for Germany party has been in the state parliament for 10 years. It could become the strongest party on September 1st. The first groups of Grannies against the right were founded in Germany in 2018. Since then, the movement has grown and aims to show that right-wing ideas are not an alternative, even for the older generation. According to the organizers, the movement now has around 30,000 active members. A judge on Monday ruled that Google's search engine has been illegally exploiting its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation. The decision could shake up the internet and hobble one of the world's best-known companies. The highly anticipated decision issued by a U.S. district judge comes nearly a year after the start of a trial putting the U.S. Justice Department against Google. The decision was made 3 months after the two sides presented their closing arguments in early May. These included testimonies from top executives at Google, Microsoft, and Apple.
French authorities are using discretionary powers under an anti-terror law to keep those they deem to be potential security threats away from the Olympics. Those subject to the measures are largely from minority backgrounds, particularly from former French colonies. Many have been forbidden from leaving their neighbourhoods and ordered to report to police on a daily basis. 21-year-old bank apprentice Amin, who was born in France, is among those affected. He is not allowed to leave his South Paris suburb despite having no criminal record.
Cette restriction, elle va durer 3 mois. Ça fait déjà 1 mois que j'y suis. Donc elle va se terminer le 29 septembre, donc dans 2 mois. Très honnêtement, cette restriction, elle m'atteint directement sur ma santé mentale. C'est très dur au quotidien de devoir vivre cela. Je ne peux malheureusement plus voir ma famille.
Amin was flagged to police after posting a TikTok video in October of him wearing a Deportivo Palestino t-shirt and making obscene gestures towards the Eiffel Tower, which was lit in Israeli colours following the October 7th attacks. However, he was also falsely linked with an account on the video sharing app Rave, which posted decapitation images and comments expressing a desire to join a terror group and kill LGBTQ+ people. French Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin says the restrictions are in place to prevent very dangerous people from attacking the games. He claims minorities aren't being singled out and that people suspected of left or right-wing extremism are under surveillance too.
Could the European Union form their own Olympic team? The question has resurfaced regularly, but according to the rules of the International Olympic Committee, which only allow flags from nation states, it is unlikely.
Et ça avait d'ailleurs été le cas, par exemple, à Tokyo en 2021, où le représentant slovène avait demandé à faire défiler la délégation slovène avec un drapeau européen parce qu'ils avaient ils étaient à la tête de la présidence de l'Union européenne à ce moment-là. Ça avait été refusé par le CIO.
The European Union has always had a place for sports diplomacy, encouraging initiatives such as the joint organisation of competitions and the development of sports within the framework of Erasmus. However, founding a joint team is not in the best interests of the 27 nation states, according to experts.
Alors là encore, c'est quelque chose qui, sur le papier, serait très beau, d'un point de vue symbolique, serait extrêmement intéressant, mais elle a, à mon sens, une limite, dans le sens où, en réalité, le fait d'avoir une équipe européenne obligerait à faire des sélections et des disqualifications au sein de l'ensemble des athlètes de haut niveau européens. Et donc, par exemple, au lieu d'avoir un podium avec un Grec, un Espagnol et un Slovène, on n'aurait en réalité qu'un seul représentant de l'Union européenne.
The 2024 Summer Olympic Games will be hosted in Paris and will run until August 11th.
Military parades have taken place in Croatia to mark the 29th anniversary of the last major battle of the Croatian War of Independence. The 1995 Operation Storm Offensive was a decisive moment for Croatia and resulted in the recovery of territory from rebel Serb forces. The event is commemorated annually and this year saw speeches from Croatia's leaders, military displays and a flyover of fighter jets recently acquired from France. Croatian Prime Minister Andrej Plenković hailed the anniversary as a celebration of freedom.
Mi smo se danas okupili da još jednom proslavimo slobodu, da se prisjetimo veličanstvene Oluje, neustrašivosti hrvatskih branitelja i svih onih koji su nam omogućili da živimo u neovisnoj i demokratskoj Hrvatskoj. O tome su generacije Hrvata sanjale, a danas je naša stvarnost i odgovornost.
But for Serbia, the anniversary is a somber reminder of what it considers a war crime that led to the mass exodus of most Serbs from Croatia. Each year, thousands of Serbs, including families of victims, gather to mark the anniversary with a remembrance ceremony.